Also, people making everything about money all the time is on my nerves a little bit. I need to choose better.
Yeah, there's like I think the really unfortunate thing is there's a lot of like there's like a Venn diagram of like good friends. I think once you become like pretty successful, and there's a lot of things that just don't overlap. So like for instance, it's really nice to have people that are relatively simple in their life. They don't think or obsess about money all the time. They don't really care about like cloud or social media stuff, and they can give you like really good and grounded advice. But
Yes.
those people aren't going to have any advice to give you because they have no idea what your industry
They
is
have no idea
like.
what
They're
it's
going to be
like.
totally
Yes.
detached, right? Yeah. But then when you look at people who can give you good advice because they are in the industry and they do live in this world, they're also going to be envious of your success. They're going to compare all the time. They're going to like look at opportunities for themselves. Like it's very, very hard to find people that you can connect with and like help you like map out your and figure your stuff out, who aren't trying to either gain off you or just like feel resentful about you and then just like say random or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I've like it's been getting better. I just don't like. I mean this. I mean, if people can say whatever they want. Okay, I don't care. I'm making this for the best that I can. I've always tried my best to ignore and avoid the topic of money like entirely. With everybody I've done it, and these days it is just not the same. It is just so different that it makes me kind of zones me almost out entirely. That like people care more about it than I care about it myself, and I'm the one who has it sometimes. Like I don't get that.
It's like money is not everything, but not having it is. Have you ever heard that? I think it's a Kanye West lyric.
No.
Like when you have it, it's like oxygen. You don't really care unless you're not getting enough of it, right? So I mean, like it's easy depending on your position to say like, who cares about the money? It's not a big deal. But when there are people that are still grinding and like trying to get their money up, or they're trying to hit certain financial
Yeah.
milestone, yeah, then of course for them they're going to be thinking a lot more about it, you know?
No, it makes sense, 100%. But when it comes to personal stuff, like it just kind of sucks that the people that I end up caring about, like in that regard, like that's just kind of dog.
Keep in mind too that another issue you're running into is money also probably is really important for people that lack fulfillment, because money is like the only like proxy they have to fulfill themselves. Like they think that if they get more money, they're
Or
gonna
they
find
think like a
fulfillment.
goose chase. They think so. They
Yeah.
think.
But the reality is like if you're a streamer and if you're a streamer and you make 100K a year, like that's probably like about the maximum level of fulfillment you're gonna hit. Like I don't see streamers that suddenly start making 7 figures and they're like, oh my god, like I traveled the world, I went to Switzerland, I climbed these beautiful mountains, I blah blah blah. Like usually, generally, they just keep streaming. They might go on a yacht, but like they're not like doing things that are making their lives like so much more
Yeah, I
fulfilled. Like they're
know.
not like taking up like a sport or a
It
hobby or something. You know.
Yeah, it's why I think some people's behaviors that we've seen, I always highlight it to chat and I always tell them about it. Like I think um because it's all a line that goes up and down. It's like it's just gonna. There's never a big jump up or jump down unless sometimes there is. And when there is, I always underline it. Like Tfue, Tfue had his massive contract during the Fortnite, right?
Mm-hmm.
Man, this guy needs to shut the up. You know, like he signed at his peak during Fortnite, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he got this massive contract. I mean, I know some of the details, but and like um his contract ended, I'm pretty sure, right? And I mean, listen, I don't give a. He got the bag, and I'm proud of him for it. But I think now he's like, I think he's kind of like over it, right? Over like streaming or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, if you're jumping up, if you're jumping down, in amount of money, you can draw a line of like, okay, yeah, I'm going to like retire now and just I'm gonna go take my time and go live life and buy things and just actually like live the fruits of what I worked for. And I think that's what Tifu's doing right now. And I'm pretty sure that's what he's actually doing. Like I mean that. Um, and that's not a mental freedom that a lot of people will give themselves. If people in trouble will always say, "Dude, you have money, you can do that, and you can do this, and you can do that." No, it's allowing yourself, not being allowed by something. It's allowing yourself to say, "Oh, I quit now. I retired now," because everything's always ongoing. It's a never-ending process. It's a line that doesn't end. Finding where your end is at, or where you slow down, that is like extremely difficult. I know I'll never be able to retire because I'm addicted to attention. But like
Yeah.
that's not the same for everybody.
I mean, I think once you get big enough as a streamer, I think the attention does become like a thing, right? Like people don't realize how much more important this, especially if you don't have a lot of money. It's hard to realize this. People don't realize how much more important attention is than money. Like the only reason
Yeah.
people get money is to get attention.
It's for attention.
That's
Yeah,
the
no,
that's why people buy the flash. Like look at the Tates.
Look at me, whatever. You can say,
Well, sure.
man, I'm Luke Ken from Barbie, bro.
I don't even know that. I'm just saying, like, look at the Tates. These guys were like multimillionaires. Why are they losing everything now, right? It's because they wanted attention and they did everything they could to get it. Look at Donald Trump. That dude was a billionaire. He was set, and now he's looking at like federal prison. Why? Because he wanted the attention. He wanted to be president, right? It's just funny. Like the attention is a really
Power
dangerous
also,
drug.
power is pretty cool too, to be honest.
You can say power, but like I feel like power is another way of saying influence, which is a type of attention, right? When we say attention, really what we're saying is power over other people, right? That's what that means. You're called influencer. It's kind of like a joke term like influencer, but truly like the ability to influence other people is probably one of the most addicting things for a human.
Yeah, for sure, for
Yeah,
sure.
you wanna say
It's why
something
when I'm
happy
in
to
the
follow,
game
right?
and people they go and say, chat, type this, and they get addicted instantly. Like they're really hooked on that and it's why I always tell the chat that if you do dumb shit and snipe and do behaviors like that, right, and you permaban it because you did it too many times and I told you to stop, I will never unban them because it doesn't matter. They're absolutely hooked, and when they are unbanned, they will do it again.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I've never seen somebody reform in my entire life because I didn't reform.
Is there like a celebrity or anything you want to meet like at some point or?
No, not really. I don't think a lot of them are interesting. The only people I care about is people that are famous because they are interesting, right? And that's like kind of cool. Those people, right?
You're sure to mean like
but-
Tom Cruise. That seems like an interesting guy.
Not interesting the way that I think is interesting. That guy is like, maybe I guess. Kanye's one of them. I feel like, but I mean, he's all over his own stuff. So I'd probably be a ride that's like more about him than the interaction itself. I want it to be like something that's an interaction, you know? I think that's like,
Wait, if you could get like an hour conversation with Kanye West, would you do it?
yeah, for sure.
Have you tried to set anything like that up?
No. Well, you think it would actually?
Maybe, I don't know. At this
I
point
don't
in
think
my
it
life,
would
I
be
have
bad.
like so many mutuals, surprisingly. But I feel like if you could get in front of him, or if somebody could put you in front of him, I feel like you'd do it. I bet I don't know.
Okay, look, I'm gonna be blatant about it. Okay, I don't think I'm very interesting. In a lot of ways, I display myself to be right. I think I'm interesting in other ways that I haven't really displayed a lot, right? And I think that's kind of fun. I think that's cool. I think it's a trait that I have, even though maybe I don't, or I'm being ego-indie about it.
Do you
And I
ever
do think that and I can't explain it to anybody. And I feel like some people will get it, but I can't. Like, does that make sense?
that you think
like,
you're interesting in a certain
I-
way, but it's hard to explain that to other people?
Well, yeah, but I don't want to explain it to them either. I just want to meet somebody that gets that. And I got that when I met Lil Uzi Vert. A lot of things that I was saying, I didn't have to say, because he would just get it. And I think he enjoyed that too. Eventually we had it because we just kind of got onto that like creative freedom and other things that we're talking about, and I didn't have to explain anything. And I wanted to have a more in-depth talk about some of these topics that aren't really like out that people don't really get when they watch the stream or whatever. You know, like it's a big part of me, but it doesn't display itself on its own a lot because the things that you think like that, they make you do things, right? You do things from that, but you don't display that. You display the fruits of that root thought. But the root thoughts are important. They are the cause of it. I think those are important to talk about to people that feel the same way. Otherwise, you're gonna sound like you're crazy.
Let me translate. So you'll meet a type of person and you have a type of chemistry where you get along with them, and even without hearing their root thoughts, because of the way that they act and the way that they carry themselves and the way they communicate, you can tell that you have similar root thoughts. So you kind of vibe on that level, and then you can have those like root conversations with them so that you can make sure that they have the same type of thing going on in their head.
And I don't explain it. Well, I did that because and then you never really get there because they're just nodding their head the whole time, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, they just get it. Like a lot of streamers sometimes they'll be like, you know what I hate about streamers overall? And don't make any parallels to anybody. That's like everybody. They do behaviors and things that they don't think I see through. And it's so cringe to see through it. And I have to nod my head and I get all these patterns. And it's like, dude, like, shut up. Like, just be quiet.
I
Like,
feel like the worst example of I don't know if it's still true, but when I lived in LA, the amount of
no, like that.
the amount of random like name dropping and that people would do is always like so cringe.
Oh,
like you'll
man.
run into somebody like, oh my god, like I just came from like X, Y, Z. It's like, why do you think I would care about that?
Yeah,
like, why are you even saying this to me? Like, am I supposed to be
exactly.
like, well, you know what it is? You know what streamers are like? You know what these people like? They're like the people when you're at a restaurant and then outside you hear, and some guy like yeah, and like
Corvette or some
yeah.
shit, like
Bro,
last
like,
year's
I don't
Corvette
care.
model.
Yeah, we're all
rented it.
streamers. Like, no one here is
Like,
gonna
nobody
wow
cares,
you.
dude. Like,
I appreciate that, Destiny.
All right, bye.
Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.